In this video, I'm gonna peel back the layer of confusion behind onion shopping. Yellow, red, white, sweet, onion cutting, chop, slice, dice, mince. And I'm gonna do it all without even crying. This is Pantry Staples. I don't know about your grocery store, but at mine, there's practically an aisle of different onions. So when a recipe calls for just one onion, how do you know which onion to choose? Well, here's my cheat sheet that I use when shopping for onions. If you don't know, or you're cooking it slow, go for onions that are yellow. Yellow onions account for 87% of onions grown, so they're your best bet if the recipe doesn't specify. They're also the most durable and have the strongest flavor, so they can hold up to longer cook times. If you're eating your onions raw or pickled, go red or purple. Red onions are gonna be a bit milder than yellow, that's why you eat them raw, but you also might just want them for their color. They're called red onions, but they look purple. If you're eating your onion raw but don't want the color, it's not as good cooked as the yellow and not as good raw as the red, but if you need something that does everything all right, go white. This makes the white onion perfect for recipes and cuisines where you use cooked onions in the main dish and raw onions as a garnish. Think Mexican food or tacos with chili, guacamole, salsa verde. The white onion can do it all. And lastly, sweet onions. These don't really have a rhyme because the name isn't a trick. They're sweeter because they have more sugar, and that makes them ideal for caramelizing or deep frying as onion rings. At the end of the day, an onion's an onion, so it's your taste that's actually the most important. So cut one up, see what you think. No matter how you finish cutting your onion, you always start the same way. Cut off the top so you have a flat base to work with and the onion doesn't roll around on the cutting board. When you're cutting anything, remember to tuck your fingertips and rest the knife against your knuckles so that you don't nick yourself while you're cutting. Slice it in half and remove the peel and the first outer layer of inconsistent, leathery onion. Whether you cook it or eat it raw, that's not gonna be very good and it's better in a stock. For a rough chop, cut off the base and 1, 2, 3, you're done. The next cut is a slice. You can do this one of two ways. Cut from the top to the bottom, making rings that are a little bit bigger on the outside than the inside, but will break down into mush when you cook them because you're cutting against the natural grain of the onion. If you cut with the natural grain of the onion, the pieces will be a little bit more uniform in size and shape and will stand up better when you cook them aggressively, like in a stir fry. Next up is probably the most common way to cut your onion, which is the dice. I find that the most traditional way to dice is a little bit awkward. It involves a horizontal cut where you go into the onion with your hand flat on top. To me, this doesn't make sense because the onion isn't a rectangle and it already has slices in between the layers. It also makes the onion loose and difficult to work with, so I developed a better way. Cut into the onion like you're slicing it, leaving the base intact so that it holds everything together. Then a simple vertical cut down the onion and you have a pretty good dice. With this method, you also end up with a more even dice and it's safer because you don't have to cut towards yourself or use any difficult knife skills. You use the slices that exist naturally in an onion and then slice with the grain and against the grain to make your dice. For a mince, it helps to use a very large onion because you need to do this one layer at a time. Cut the onion into quarters and then go layer by layer, laying it flat so that you can cut it as if it was a rectangle, going vertical and then horizontal. It takes a lot of time, but it's pretty much the only way to get onions that are perfectly minced. This is Pantry Staples.